Hey comic book fans, it's your pal David here to give you guys another edition of the Talk About. If you did not know, the Talk About is where I go and talk about anything from comics to movies to video games, anything that interests me. So I was going through the interwebs today and I noticed a whole bombardment of news about the Avengers, to the Avengers TV shows, to the Hulk, to even Hawkeye. So I thought I would do another edition of the Talk About and talk about all the stuff I saw today on the interwebs. So first off, Josh Whedon is back on to direct and write Avengers 2. I am so happy about this. I mean, that movie was so good, and I think the reason why it worked so well was because he was on it. He is a director and a writer who knows how to have multiple characters in there and have enough face time and has enough time to tell a story and to have you invested in it and just to make a great product. So I'm extremely happy to hear that he's going to be coming back. And it interests me to hear on what he's going to be doing on the next installment of the Avengers. Now on that, Marvel went up to, I think, Fox. I could be wrong. No, I think Fox. They went up to him and said, hey, you guys want an extension on the Daredevil? Because Fox was planning on making another Daredevil movie. But in a couple months, if they don't make that movie and the movie doesn't come out, the rights to Daredevil goes back to Marvel. So Marvel came up to him and said, hey, you guys want the extension on Daredevil? Well, you guys trade us Galactus and Silver Surfer, and you can have that extension and do your movie and keep the rights to that character. So I don't know if they agreed on it, but what does Marvel have in place for Galactus and the Silver Surfer? So some interesting stuff's happening over there. Now back on to Josh Whedon. Also, with his announcement of him coming back on to do the sequel, he'll also be having a hand in ABC's development of a Marvel TV show, live action TV show. Now, what does that entail? Well, we don't know yet. All we know is going to have something a part of what the Avengers movie is. It's not going to be anything to do with any of the main characters, but some C-listers will probably be in that show. Now, it's my hope that they do something with S.H.I.E.L.D., or they can have an Avengers Academy show. But I would like to know what you guys think that Marvel's going to do with this TV show. Because not a lot has been coming out about it. All we've had is just saying, yes, he's a part of it. Josh Whedon, that is. And that's all we really know. Now, on some more stuff about the TV side of what Marvel's planning on doing. They're planning on doing a Hulk TV show. Del Toro is a part of it. And I know he's a big hype. He likes to get hype for any of his projects. Well, one of the things he said is that to get a pilot in for the Hulk, all it needs now is a writer. And in that thing where he's saying that, he says that the show, if it goes down the right path, it should be here in about 2013 or 2014. So I'm excited about that, and to find out, because I did some little digging, Mark Ruffalo did sign on like a big contract with Marvel to do some more Hulk stuff, and hopefully that entails of him reappraising his role in the Hulk TV show. So really cool stuff going on there. And then I was finding out some more news about the Marvel type stuff. Jeremy Renner, who played played Hawkeye. He was in an interview and he was talking about how his character was not. You didn't see the real Hawkeye in the Avengers movie. You basically had 90% of it, the evil Hawkeye, and then the last 10%. Just regular Hawkeye. And it was interesting though, in the interview, Jeremy Renner talked about how his character was underutilized, but he knew that going in. He was just glad to be a part of the project, and how he would like to see it go on a little bit more and more in depth into who his character is. Now, he did specifically say that he was really interested in doing some parts with Scarlett Johansson and having her reprise the role as Black Widow, and see how their history started with Hawkeye and Black Widow. So all that sounded interesting. Hopefully they get that project in, just get that project, because that's one story that I'm really interested to see. It would be a less superhero movie and more grounded in reality, which will be actually pretty cool, because all the Marvel movies that has came out have been really comic booky and just epic, but I think they could really ground a Hawkeye and Scarlett Johansson movie. So, or I should have said Black Widow movie. Sorry, I had a brain fart right there. And then we earlier in the week we also did get some pictures of the Arrow TV show, and we saw that the guy who's playing the Arrow, or the Green Arrow, he has a green mask type thing, green like facial mask. So that'll be pretty interesting. I'm really interested in that show, especially just on the pilot. It'll probably be like Smallville, where it'll be one of my little guilty pleasures of watching. So that's really about it that I have on the top of my mind to just talk about stuff. So my name's David, and if you like stuff like this, I got a bunch more on my page. I got a bunch of comic reviews, and it's just a fun channel, and I hope if you're new, subscribe up top. If you're old viewer, like on the bottom. My name's David. I'll see you guys on another Talk About.